Military music at Navy Band Great Lakes has a long, rich history. The first musician, a bugler, arrived in 1908 to the then new Naval Training Center, and the band was officially established in 1911 when the first recruits arrived for training. During World War I, the illustrious John Philip Sousa led the band as he trained more than 1,500 musicians for the Navy. Today's members carry on that noble tradition in the spirit of their motto, pride and service. With a wide range of performing ensembles, this talented group of professional military musicians appear in hundreds of parade, concert, school, public, and recruiting performances throughout its 11-state area each year as the Navy's ambassadors to the Midwest. The Commander, Naval Service Training Command, Admiral Stephen C. Evans, is proud to present the men and women of Navy Band Great Lakes. The drum major for today's concert is musician second class Gregory Lopes. And conducting Navy Band Great Lakes is Senior Chief Musician Daniel Bethel. Another acknowledgement, please, for their outstanding performance this morning. The parade of graduates is underway and will arrive at Midway Ceremonial Hall in just a few moments. Please make sure that all personal items are clear of the aisles and the drill deck. Guests in the balcony are reminded that standing along the rail is prohibited for the remainder of the ceremony. We know that your sailors will have many wonderful and amazing stories for you about their boot camp experience. However, at this time, we offer some video evidence that reveals our side of the story.
Good morning. I'm Rear Admiral Stephen Evans, Commander, Naval Service Training Command, and I welcome you to Naval Station Great Lakes and Recruit Training Command for Recruit Graduation. While this occasion is a chance for you to celebrate your loved one's graduation from our Navy's only boot camp, it is also a celebration of your impact on them as well. Throughout our nation's history, the steadfast support of military families has always been a source of inspiration to all who serve. Your sons, daughters, wives, husbands, and friends had other options than volunteering to serve their country, yet they chose this path. And I join a grateful nation in saying thank you. None who serve stand alone, and the young men and women who graduate today owe much of their current and future success to family and the outstanding support you provide. I wish to extend my heartfelt thanks to each and every one of you who do so much for our Navy family. You are true patriots in so many ways, and your support makes a tremendous difference. You define us, you sustain us, you encourage and reinforce us. So enjoy today's graduation and take pride in this special occasion. I can assure you that this is a day you and our Navy's newest sailors will never forget. Again, my most profound thanks for your support and my most sincere welcome to our Navy family. Welcome aboard.
As the parade of graduates approaches, we salute the states and territories whose sons and daughters will graduate today.
Delaware,
Pennsylvania, New Jersey,
Georgia,
Connecticut, Massachusetts,
Maryland,
South Carolina,
New Hampshire,
Virginia, New York,
North Carolina, Rhode Island, Vermont,
Kentucky, Tennessee,
Ohio, Louisiana, Indiana,
Mississippi,
Illinois,
Alabama, Maine,
Missouri,
Arkansas, Michigan,
Florida, Texas,
Iowa, Wisconsin,
California, Minnesota,
Oregon, Kansas,
West Virginia, Nevada,
Nebraska,
Colorado, North Dakota,
South Dakota,
Montana,
Washington,
Idaho,
Wyoming, Utah,
Oklahoma,
New Mexico, Arizona,
Alaska,
Hawaii, District of Columbia,
Puerto Rico,
Guam,
American Samoa,
Northern Mariana Islands,
Virgin Islands,
state flags, order, arms. And now we invite you to join the staff of Recruit Training Command in welcoming the graduating divisions with your applause as they enter Midway Ceremonial Hall and are announced in the following order.
Please welcome Division 209. Division 2, 1-0. Division 2, 1-1. Division 2, 1-2. Division 2, 1-3. Division 2, 1-4. Today's graduating performing unit is Division 935. Division 935 provides the recruit choir, drill team, and band for today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated. Thank you. Divisions. Right. Face. Section leaders fall out and collect outer garments. Divisions. Counter. March. Divisions, halt.
Prepare for review. At a normal interval, dress left, dress. Ready, front, left, face, at a close interval, dress right, dress. Ready, front, right, face, parade, rest.
May I have your attention, please? For the remainder of the review, no one will be permitted to pass in front of the review stand. And we ask this as a courtesy to our reviewing officer. Photography is certainly encouraged, but we ask that you remain seated and off the drill deck. The photographers you will see on deck throughout the review are the official photographers of Recruit Training Command. Division commanders, left or right, face, parade, rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I am Lieutenant Eric Lease, Recruit Training Command's Drill Division Officer. I would like to welcome you to today's Pass and Review. Today you will see 7 divisions comprised of 506 sailors participate in their graduation ceremony and soon join the most powerful Navy in the world. Please draw your attention to the unit positioned at center deck. This is the Review Commander and staff. The Review Commander is responsible for conducting the graduation ceremony. Let's give a round of applause to today's Review Commander, Seaman Christopher Hill from New Bern, Tennessee. Performing today are the State Flags Unit on their 6th week of training and the Staff Unit on their 7th week of training. Performing and graduating is the Triple Threat Unit on their 8th and final week of training. These units are comprised entirely of recruits. During their night of arrival, all recruits are placed into divisions of 88 personnel and assigned their division commanders. Recruit division commanders form the backbone of recruit training and are the key individuals in the life of every recruit. Division commanders must serve as counselors, disciplinarians, administrators, and military leaders. Above all, they must show themselves as outstanding examples of military bearing, appearance, attitude, and behavior. Each division also has a recruit chief petty officer. This is the senior recruit who supervises the divisional staff positions and leads the division in the absence of their division commanders. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the graduating divisions, their division commanders, and their recruit chief petty officers. As I introduce each division, they will raise the competitive flags that they have earned throughout their training. As I introduce each recruit chief petty officer, the flag representing their home state will also be raised. Please hold your applause until all introductions have been completed. I will be starting from their right. Division 209, commanded by Chief Petty Officer Santos Colon. Petty Officer First Class Paul Jones. Petty Officer First Class Stephanie Ettinger. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Taylor Mercadel from San Francisco, California. Division 210. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Conrad Lampasona. Petty Officer First Class Ashley Chan. Petty Officer Second Class Christian Puglisi. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Austin Warfield from West Babylon, New York. Division 211. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Tan Nguyen. Petty Officer First Class Patrick Seaman. Petty Officer First Class Derek Webb. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Paul Wolf from Wilmington, Delaware. Division 212. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Whale Olagun. Petty Officer First Class James Taylor. Petty Officer First Class Carrie King. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Trey Slavkoff from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Division 213. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Buntoon Ham. Petty Officer First Class Mary Buffler. Petty Officer Second Class Carl Magnus McKayan. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Ulysses Palacios from Las Vegas, Nevada. Division 214. Commanded by Petty Officer First Class Joel Spittler. Petty Officer First Class Shantae Jameson. Petty Officer First Class William Shuck. And their recruit chief petty officer, Seaman Jadel Herrera from Whittier, California. Division 935. Commanded by Chief Petty Officer Jesse Carmona. Petty Officer First Class Jennifer Shu. Petty Officer First Class Evans Aninakwa, and the Recruit Chief Petty Officer Seaman China Hart from Elizabeth, New Jersey. On behalf of the commanding officer and staff of Recruit Training Command, we congratulate these division commanders and Recruit Chief Petty Officers on a job well done. In a moment, you will see the ceremonial side boys, bosun, and honor guard take their places for the arrival honors. This time-honored tradition is our formal greeting to this morning's reviewing officer. When requested by the announcer, please stand for the arrival honors, the marching on of the colors, the national anthem, and the invocation. As a reminder, military guests shall remain covered throughout the entire graduation ceremony. And ladies and gentlemen, one final note. As befitting the importance of this occasion, our ceremony is conducted in a formal manner. However, we do encourage you to participate in today's graduation ceremony by letting your applause show your sailors just how proud of them you are. Once again, welcome aboard.
Divisions, attention!
Will the guests please rise and remain standing for the arrival of the official party? Recruit Training Command, arriving.
Order! Arms!
Commander, Naval Service Training Command, arriving.
Order. Arms.
Senior Military Assistant to the Secretary of Defense, arriving.
Order. Arms.
The guests may be seated.
Good morning, Admiral. Honor guard standing by for inspection, sir. Inspection. Arms. Color Guard, parade the colors!
Will the guests please rise? Hand salute.
Order, arms. Retire the colors.
Hand salute. Ready to. Chaplain Kearns will offer this morning's invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty Lord, who created the waters and make them tremble, we thank you this morning for these fine young men and women who are gathered before us and for speeding their families and friends here safely to celebrate with us. We glorify you for the perseverance that they have shown as we have tested, tempered, and strengthened them for the journey ahead. Now, as we launch them into service within the profession of arms, we ask that you round them about with your holy angels. Speed them to the fleet, where they might take up the watch from our wearied brethren who have sacrificed so much for us. Teach them to face all danger with strength and courage, to give and not to count the cost, and empower them by your grace to shine forth to the world the best of what it is to be human, the ideal of what it is to be a United States sailor. And having brought honor to you, this great country, and all who have worn this uniform before them, grant them fair winds and following seas to speed them home. These things we pray. Amen.
Eternal Father, strong to save, whose arm hath bound the restless wave, who bids the mighty ocean deep its own
Our guests may be seated. At this point, the commanding officer would issue orders and instructions to the unit commanders. Then the unit commanders would face about and relay the information to their divisions. Today's events demonstrate how orders are passed through the chain of command.
Divisions! Report. Very well. 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 All divisions present or accounted for, sir.
Very well. The Sailors' Creed! Good morning, Captain. I present the graduating divisions. Request permission to commence the review.
Very well. Commence the review.
Aye, aye, sir.
Parade! Rest!
Sound off!
Award winners! Left or right, face. Award winners reporting, sir.
Very well. Good morning. I'm Captain Mike Garrett, Commanding Officer of Recruit Training Command. I welcome you to this morning's recruit graduation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where our Navy heritage meets the future, and where these young men and women enter the profession of arms. Division 935 graduates today. They are the Triple Threat Unit, providing a recruit choir, drill team, and band. Please join me in giving them a hand for their outstanding performances. Welcome to our reviewing officer, Rear Admiral Craig Fowler, Senior Military Assistant to the Secretary of Defense, Rear Admiral Stephen Evans, Commander, Naval Service Training Command, and our guest of honor, Captain Mark Meskimen, Commanding Officer, Training Support Center, Great Lakes. I would also like to welcome and recognize the veterans in our audience for their service to our country. Would our veterans please stand? I am pleased to welcome the families and friends of these graduates who have come here today to share this significant milestone with our newest sailors. The men and women of Recruit Training Command are dedicated to providing the United States Navy basically trained, physically fit, and sharply disciplined sailors like those who you've seen before you. They, and others like them, serve as the bedrock of our naval forces. They give our Navy its combat edge, and they enable us to help keep this nation secure. These sailors have successfully completed 8 weeks of demanding recruit training. They have recently demonstrated their courage and their knowledge during battle stations. They have earned the right to wear the uniform recognized throughout the world as a symbol of freedom. This training group is ready to graduate and serve in the world's most powerful Navy. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you 506 of the newest and sharpest sailors in the United States Navy.
Recruit Training Command's competitive system among individual recruits and divisions promotes teamwork, attention to detail, and pride in accomplishment. Divisions performing above standards throughout their training are awarded recognition flags in the following mission areas: academic achievement, military drill, compartment readiness, and physical fitness. These flags are carried as a visible symbol of the division's success. Each flag indicates that your sailors, individually and as teams, met performance standards in one or more mission areas.
Parade! Rest!
Rear Admiral Fowler will now present this week's individual awards, and he will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Garrick, Commander, Naval Service Training Command, Rear Admiral Evans, and our guest of honor, Captain Meskimen. For achieving the highest overall academic score during recruit training, Seaman Justin Koch, Division 212 from Houston, Texas, has earned the Academic Excellence Award, which is sponsored by the Lake Defiance chapter of the Illinois Society of the Sons of the American Revolution. Seaman Koch receives a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor. For having displayed extraordinary qualities best expressing the American spirit of honor, initiative, and loyalty, Seaman Labatten from Division 935 in Tallahassee, Florida, is awarded the Navy League Award, which is sponsored by the Navy League of the United States. Seaman Labatten is presented with a commemorative plaque and a letter of commendation from the commanding officer. Well done, sailor. Fireman Alexander Bowes, Division 210 from Seattle, Washington, is the winner of the United Service Organization Award for best exemplifying the spirit and intent of the word shipmate. Fireman Bowes is given a commemorative plaque from the United Service Organization. Well done, sailor. Seaman Alana Hoffman, Division 209 from Montgomery, Illinois, is the recipient of the Military Order of the World Wars Award of Merit. This award is presented for meritorious performance during recruit training. Seaman Hoffman is presented with a commemorative plaque from the Military Order of the World Wars. Well done, sailor. The Military Officers Association Leadership Award is presented to Airman Matthew Garcia, Division 209 from Hudson, Massachusetts, for demonstrating exceptional tenacity and professionalism. Airman Garcia is awarded a letter of commendation from our commanding officer. Well done, sailor. Airman Megan Aldridge, Division 935 from Ocala, Florida, is recipient of the Navy Club of the United States of America Military Excellence Award for best exemplifying the qualities of enthusiasm, devotion to duty, military bearing, and teamwork. This award places her at the pinnacle of today's newest sailors. She is awarded a flag letter of commendation. Airman Aldridge, the staff of Recruit Training Command salutes you as the finest of this group of graduates. Well done, sailor.
Divisions, attention!
It is appropriate to recognize such outstanding individual accomplishments by these sailors with a round of 3 cheers. The adjutant will lead all graduating divisions in 3 cheers for this morning's award winners.
Hip, hip. Hip, hip. Hip, hip.
I have the distinct pleasure this morning of introducing our reviewing officer, Rear Admiral Craig Fowler. As Senior Military Assistant to the Secretary of Defense, he has served as the Principal Military Advisor and Assistant to the Secretary of Defense since January of this year. Rear Admiral Faller graduated from the United States Naval Academy in 1983. He holds a Bachelor of Science in Systems Engineering and a Master's in National Security Affairs from the Naval Postgraduate School in 1990. A career surface warfare officer, Rear Admiral Faller has served in many capacities at sea, including Executive Officer, USS John Hancock, Commanding Officer, USS Stedham, Commanding Officer, USS Shiloh, and Commander, Carrier Strike Group 3. Ashore, he has served as Chief of Legislative Affairs to the Secretary of the Navy, Deputy Chief of Naval Operations for Plans, Policy, and Operations, Legislative Fellow on the staff of Senator Edward M. Kennedy, Head of Surface Nuclear Officer Programs and Placement at Navy Personnel Command, Executive Assistant to the Chief of Naval Operations, Commander, Navy Recruiting Command, Executive Assistant to the Commanders of both U.S. Pacific Command and U.S. Central Command, and Director of Operations at U.S. Central Command. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in a warm Recruit Training Command welcome to an outstanding sailor, Rear Admiral Craig Faller.
Welcome aboard, shipmates. What a great day. What a great day. I mean, there's one word that, to me, sums up the fighting spirit of this room right now, and it's wow. I think about the singers, the band, and the talent that comes from all 50 states and around the world, and this is the greatness of our country and our Navy right here today. And I couldn't be prouder, and you should be proud as well. A week ago, you took your recruit ball caps and you replaced them with a Navy ball cap. Today, you joined the fleet. The finest fleet in the world, a fighting fleet. A fleet that's feared, a fleet that's making a difference around the world, around the clock today, and you're joining that team. You'll be part of the world's winningest Navy. It takes teamwork to win. You learned that here. And that teamwork is epitomized with our families and our friends because it takes teamwork to get you here. So I'm going to break from tradition here a little bit. They don't know I'm about to do this. I want to put all of you at ease. Don't drop your flags. So recruits at ease, or sailors at ease. And I want you to give the loudest cheer ever for your families, your friends, and those folks that are here that gave you some love, maybe it was tough love, that got you to this point today. Let's give it up. Let's hear some loud cheering. Come on, let's go, sailors. Woo! All right. Yeah. Well, thank you. I want you to stay in that spirit, because the other part of this team that got you to today is your instructors. And I know there was some tough love there. They took you in 8 weeks and made you the sailors that you are today. So I want to hear some cheers for those instructors. It's the toughest job in the Navy. It's the most important job in the Navy. Let's give it up for your instructors. All right, I didn't hear any boos there. That's good. I hear a lot of good cheering. All right, let's talk about service. Let's talk about what it means to win. Let's talk about you and our team. I mean, we're being challenged every day, challenged as a nation and a Navy, whether it's cyber, terror, North Korea, Russia, bent on mischief. We are being challenged. Will we be ready? Will you be ready? It takes a lot of hard work to stay number one. The only thing you do by patting yourself on the back is break your arm. And in the business of warfighting, there's no second place. No second place. You've gotten a lot of advice in 8 weeks. You're going to get just a little bit more. I want you to remember 3 things. 3 things. Stay committed. Stay committed. It's going to be long days ahead, long hours. The famous words of Commander James Lawrence, a battle cry we still use today: don't give up the ship. Never, ever give up. Stay committed. Second, be courageous. It's a core value, just like commitment. Be courageous. The journey ahead is going to test you, just like it tests our nation and Navy every day. Famous Admiral Farragut in the Civil War, Battle of Mobile Bay, said, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead." No matter how many torpedoes come at you in life, be courageous. And finally, I think most important of all is honor. Honor. Maintain your character. It's the most important thing each of us has, and nobody can take it away except you. Marcus Aurelius, a great warrior, philosopher in Roman Empire, emperor, said, "Waste no time worrying about what it takes to be a good man. Waste no time worrying about what it takes to be a good man. Be one." So that's my challenge to you today. Stay committed, be courageous, and maintain your character no matter what. In the end, it's about building trust. It's about answering the important question, who trusts me? And to build a team, the thing you've learned these last 8 weeks is you've got to trust each other. Trust each other and build that trust every day. Thank you for what you've done. Thank you, families, friends. Continue to serve and stay committed, courageous, maintain your character. Thank you.
Drummers, post!
Rear Admiral Fowler will now receive the salute of the graduating divisions, and he will be joined on the drill deck by our commanding officer, Captain Garrick. Please remain seated until your graduates have been placed on liberty. Please join me in one more round of appreciation for our wonderful musicians of Navy Band Great Lakes. Flags. Post. Section leaders fall out and retrieve outer garments. Midway Ceremonial Drill Hall will be closing at the conclusion of today's graduation. Please check the area around you to ensure you have all your possessions. For those families with strollers, please retrieve them as you exit the drill hall. Thanks again to each and every one of you for joining us on this most memorable of Navy Days. And without further delay, now hear this, now hear this. Liberty call, liberty call. Fall out.